right. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Wizardry VII, Crusaders of the Dark Savant, or as referenced in the opening cutscene, the Harbinger of Doom. I was looking for a casual game, and for some reason picked this. This is anything but a casual game. My goal for this series is to get through the starter dungeon, show character creation briefly. I'm already 2 hours in, and a couple of days into character creation, and I've got most of my party. And have the presentation be good as far as sound. I'm using a program called Grid Cartographer to show the screen. It also has a custom DOSBox, which is free. You don't have to buy Grid Cartographer to get the custom DOSBox the developer wrote, and it fixes some sound issues. If you leave the sound set to Soundblaster, the sounds are just clicks and pops and buzzes, basically. If you set it to PCSpeaker, the sound is clear, but you get clicks and pops when the sounds start and stop. His version of the DOSBox has a special fix for both Wizardry VI and Wizardry VII that gets rid of the clicks and pops. I'm also using a program called Month32 to emulate the MIDI sounds, so the music sounds better than the Soundblaster music. And I'll have all the programs I'm using in the description. And then for mapping, Grid Cartographer is a mapping program, but I'm not going to be using it for mapping. I'm using a save file editor called Cosmic Forge, which can attach to a running game and show you maps. And so that's an advantage that I'll have, is I'll have the maps in front of me so I don't get lost. But the maps don't have any detail on them unless I increase my mapping skill in-game. And if I do that, then these maps get more detailed, and that's all kind of explained at the website for Cosmic Forge, which I'll link to. So let's check out character creation. Now, like I said, I've got a bunch of characters created. Probably the best one that I created of the bunch is a Valkyrie. That would be Sarah. And I was able to roll 14 bonus points to be able to set her for a Valkyrie and get 13 hit points, which is not the highest you can get, but it's pretty darn good. And so she's going to be a great character for us. And let's create... I don't like my bard. The bard I created is... I went with a... let's see. It's Lauren. I went with a female hobbit bard, and the problem is the speed is so slow at 8 that she's pretty much the last to cast sleep. And the whole reason I want a bard in the party is because they'll have a lute that casts sleep when you play it, and it's nice to be able to put the mobs to sleep before they hit you and half kill you. So let's see if we can create another bard. And this time, and for now we'll just do B for bard. I think it was the Felper, has an intelligence of 10, a dexterity of 10, and a speed of 12, and a personality of 10, which I think is better than the Hobbit. So let's choose Felper, and let's do a female, and holy cow, can you stand it? A bonus of 15, which is absolutely excellent. So I consider 8, 9, and 10 to be bad, 11 plus to be good enough. I mean, I know I want to do bard. Now, let's talk about changing professions or changing classes. The game actually encourages changing professions. You don't lose any of the abilities of any of the profession that you've been. So if I start out a mage and learn a bunch of mage spells, then become a fighter, I still remember and can use all the mage spells and have the power and everything, the mana. What do they call it in this game? It's not mana, it's something else. We'll just say power. And so that's beneficial. However, what happens when you change classes, all your stats revert to the base for the class. So since I haven't chosen a class yet, once I do, these bonus points are going to be used up to be the minimums for the class I chose. So that's why the more bonus points you get, the more classes you have access to. So the male Felper is 7, 10, 7, 7, 10, 12, 10. This is 5, 10, 7, 7, 10, 12. And personality. So in the game, females get a higher personality and a lower strength. Interesting. And then I have all these choices. I really need the bard. And that gives me... So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and stick with my plan to be a bard. and I have 12 bonus points left. How do I want to use these? Well, for one thing, I want the strength to go up. So the Bard's primary stat is intelligence, and they get access to the Mage spell book after level 3. Intelligence, dexterity, speed, and personality. So I really want strength though. Speed is really good. So I said I wanted to do some speed. So let's bump up the speed. And let's increase the vitality to 10, and let's give them some strength, for crying out loud. And then intelligence, we got to bump this up. And I think I'm happy with that. Personality can stay at 12, speed all the way to 15 for the fast play time, dex at 12, vitality of 10. Piety is confusing because you read online and nobody talks about it. You read in the manual and it says piety actually controls how fast you learn things, how fast you get mana or your mana pool. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I've been tempted to bump up piety, but I don't think I'm going to touch it. And then, like I said, strength is for carrying capacity, so I like to bump up strength a little bit. We're going to say we're done. And this is a fell purr, so where's the cats? How many cats we got here? Yeah, that's pretty good. And let's select that port. Oh, hit points is 6. Man, that is bad. Well, you can't have everything, right? And we get a skill bonus, 4, 2, and 6. So with the skills, I'm going to do sling. I'm not sure that they're going to even use a sling. But if anything, we're going to give them sling for the weaponry. For physical, you pretty much want to do swimming for everybody, because if you have less than 10 swimming, you die in a puddle of water. But we're going to do music because you're a bard. And then for academia, this would be their spell casting. But really, I think we want the bard to be able to identify items, or do we want them to be able to do the mapping? I like identification. I'm going to do identification, and hopefully I don't regret that. Seal that fate with karma. 19, that's happy-go-lucky according to the manual. So a happy-go-lucky bard who's very fast. Save this character, sure. And we'll have to rename that character. Alright, I'm using a website called fantasynamegenerators.com. I'm doing cat people. And if we do a rename of, let's see, the bard, that name I think is going to be, I like Eri. E-R-I. Eri the Bard. You've got yourself a name. Okay, with a whopping 6 hit points. How many hit points did our other bard have? I think a lot more. That was Lauren. 9 versus 6. Man, that's not a lot of hit points. Well, you know, we're just going to have to go with it because the stats are good. So now with those characters created, let's choose the party that we want to go with. Let's see here. Add character. So I'm going to be first. That would be Tola. Okay. And then second is going to be our Valkyrie. That is Sarah the Valkyrie. And next is going to be our thief. I didn't mention our thief. But the thief, I believe, is Domo. The male thief. And next up is, let's see. I think the bard is next. And let's do our new bard. That would be Eri, the bard. And then next up is going to be one of the casters. Now here, so I've got 2 caster possibilities. We have got the fairy, where is she? We've got Fern, the fairy mage, and Wynn, the alchemist. Or we can do a priest and an alchemist. Or a priest and a mage. Fern's really fast. That's the nice thing about Fern. Wind, not so much. Roth has got the healing. So if I add Roth, the male priest, I've got a lot of canines in the party. And then if I add, it was Wynn the alchemist, or did I want to go with the fairy? Yeah, let's go with Fern, the mage. Alchemists are really good. Mages are also really good. There's Fern the mage, Roth the priest, Ari the bard, Domo the thief, Tola the fighter, Sarah the Valkyrie. All right, so there's the party, and now we're going to run the first cutscene, which is pretty long. It's the intro, and it's a mix that I did with the visuals from the DOS game, but the vocals and music from the gold, Wizardry VII gold version. This is the only time I'll use the gold version. I like the fact that it talks through the entire opening cutscene. The music is different. It's not too bad, but it is different. And then once the vocals finish, we'll be ready to play. So let's get started. Here we go. Oh, security clearance. Now here we go.
Inside the ruins of an abandoned temple, you have come in search of treasure and grand adventure.
I am Elithides, the pen and hand of destiny. It is here within this very chamber that the cosmic forge was secreted by those who had stolen it. When the cosmic forge was stolen, so too was stolen the power by which the fate of the heavens has been guided since the dawn of creation, inscribed by the writ of the cosmic circle. And in the time since the forge was lost, a horrible mishap of events has transpired, which now threatens the very existence of the cosmos itself. In the deep regions of space, a tiny planet by name of Guardia had been concealed from the sight of outside worlds. Concealed by the lords of the cosmic circle to safeguard the great secret buried within it. With the cosmic forge gone, discovery of the planet Guardia became inevitable. The hiding place of the Astral Domini, the most powerful artifact in the universe, had been found. Even as I speak, an evil presence draws closer to the lost planet with every day, lured by the prospect of its power. It is the Black Ship, the ship of darkness, vessel of destruction. Within the Black Ship comes the Harbinger of Doom, challenger to the throne of the Cosmic Circle, the Dark Savant. He plots an end to the Cosmic Circle, to sever the destiny of the stars from its protection, to wield the power of the gods by his hand alone. He searches for the great secret, the Astral Domini, and he has already obtained a part of the key to its mystery. Aboard the ship of the Dark Savant is a young girl by name of Vi Dominon. Within her lies a special connection to the Astral Domini, and though she knows it not, it is through her that the power may be won. There are also others, the Terang, the Ampali. There is no more time to lose. I will return with the Cosmic Forge to the Lords of the Circle. You will accompany me to the planet Guardia to locate the Astral Domini and protect it until my return.
Inside a tiny bird of steel, you have travelled far into the stars. For months the journey has continued. The strange machine man known as Elithides, saying little to ease the discomfort of the cramped and confined quarters. Until, at last, the planet Guardia. "We have arrived!" exclaims Elithides, and everyone scrambles as he activates the teleportation device by which you were first brought aboard so many months ago. Having only a moment to grab whatever scattered possessions are lying nearby, you suddenly find yourself shimmering into a strange new world. A gentle wind blows quietly through the trees, and for the first time in many months you feel alive, at long last, free from the stuffy confines of the strange flying machine that brought you here. It is good to breathe deep these primal airs. An odd tingling sensation begins to stir inside you, unfamiliar at first, but then you remember, and with memory comes an exciting recognition, as if suddenly finding a thing thought lost long ago. For within the air you once again detect the unmistakable scent of danger.
All right, we're in. So let's take care of some business here. Whoa. So you can change characters back and forth by clicking on different sides of the portrait. Left side goes backwards, right side goes forwards. So let's review. This is Tola. Strength 18, Intelligence 8, Piety 8, Vitality 10, Dex 9, Speed 9, Personality 8, Charisma 18, so apparently I'm happy-go-lucky, and I was able to get 14 hit points. And then on my skills, I did get 11 sword, which was good. Only 4 swimming, though, and only 1 point in academia. I did 1 for artifacts, which seems to be a waste since I did the bard and artifacts. Oh well. We got to equip. So, longsword, and leather cuirass, and fur leggings. You know, I got an idea. Okay, I'm just saying, I got an idea. I can do this, right? And it's not going to reorder them? Let's see what happens. Longsword. No, it puts it in the first slot. Alright, leather cuirass, fur leggings, sandals. That's the only shoes. You had sandals on a spaceship. And a buckler. Alright. Next, Sarah with the spear and the fur halter. You should really wear more than that. And Seamus skirt or Chamos. Sandals. You got a nice leather helm. You're all equipped now. Domo, cutlass. Now, I went over Sarah before, but Domo, he's not a very good thief. He's only got 7 hit points, which I didn't really pay attention to. 10 strength, 12 intelligence, 14 dex, 14 speed. So the speed's there. I'm not too convinced. I did give him sword skill, though. 4 physical. He's got 6 skull drudgery. Easy for me to say. 3 mythology. I figured he'd be the one identifying the mobs, maybe doing the mapping. But the cutlass is thrust. No, sword skill though. It's the sword skill, so that's good. But the dagger, these are throwing daggers. At first I thought he was dual wielding, but it appears that the daggers are they are a weapon. T for throw. I don't really want him to throw. We can equip that as a secondary weapon. I don't know that he can use it. I hope he doesn't throw them all, but if he does, oh well, what are we gonna do? Alright, that's Dome of the Thief. Airy, the one we just rolled up, with only 6 hit points. You got a sling and a bullet stone, so we got the sling, you got the bullet stone, you got the cloth shirt, you got the cloth pants. Now, can you equip the loot? You cannot equip the loot. And my thing is, here's the thing. When I go to use an item, now what do I do? See, it reorders it. When I go to use an item, I have to scroll down every time to get to the loot. Not loot, but loot. It sucks. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Airy, Roth, quarterstaff, and some nice blue robes that aren't gonna do much for you. And you got 3 potions of light heal. Good for us. And the fairy Fern, primary with the fairy stick. What is the fairy stick? Wand and dagger skill. Well, that's good. because I believe I gave you... you have no wand and dagger skill. That's right, I gave you sling, because I didn't know. And we don't have a sling for you. I should have given you throw for the fairy dust. Oh well. That'll be your primary weapon. And the gowns. And can you equip this secondary weapon? Yes, you can. Okay. And that brings us back to Tola. So there we go. We're all equipped. We're equipped and ready to go. And I want to get some of the first part of the game out of the way here before we end this episode. Yeah, so now I'm going to have to read this part. Walking through the trees, you suddenly stop. A torment of thought sweeps past you. Dark, haunted images escaping from behind the locked confines of your own mentations. Like a shock, your mind begins to race with the impact of all the events that have brought you to this place. Does mankind have a destiny? Does the universe have a destiny? Who invented liquid soap and why? Could it be possible to alter the universe of all that has been before? Or is all that can be to remain all that is? Who is the Dark Savant, the Dark Herald of Change? And what role shall you play? Will your actions assist the approach of a new order within the universe or hasten the onslaught of its own destruction? And how can you be certain of the difference? These thoughts begin to fade as quickly as they appeared, thank goodness, and soon your gaze returns to the forest where you stand. Perhaps somewhere here on this new world lie the answers, and then again, perhaps not. No comment. Pretty wishy-washy, though, don't you think? And then let's get our first... let's see... I don't want to get killed. There we go. An encounter. Suddenly, from out of the blue descends a flying red rocket, upon the back of which rides blazing female warrior. Oh, hey-oh, strangers. Really? Welcome to the lands of Guardia. Many are you who have come from the stars. We hail you for its time of the coming of the Crusaders. Let destiny prevail. Is that a stereo on top of there? And with that, the bizarre lass zooms into the sky and shoots out of sight. And with that, we're going to end it because that gets the first talking annoyance that I have to do out of the way. Our people are all equipped, and we are ready to go. Starter dungeon is off to the right, but I want to backtrack here and try to find a mapping kit, but that'll be next time. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you later.